So I'm recording this video to give a layout, a baseline for how I ran my radio. Not everybody's going to run the radio the same. Everybody's vehicle is different. But this is the beginning of my exploration into ham radio and how I'm going to do it my mobile style. So I bought the Yeasu FTM 500, as well as a Comet antenna and a Comet lip mounted holder for my vehicle. I'm going to go over how I ran everything, how I installed it, why I did exactly what I did. So here we go. Okay, as you can see, I'm going to start out with my antenna setup, how I've got that. Everybody's reported extremely good reception, extremely good voice quality. I'll post all my parts and everything I used that I can. Links in the description below of the video. So what I have here is the Comet dual band antenna. It's an NMO with the NMO lip mount. And I ran that wire down through this cavity of this body panel and dropped it down. You'll see where that's at. My battery, of course, is here. I'm going to get to an explanation of why I chose the wiring that I chose here shortly. But if you drop down, you can see where they come out of the vehicle or the engine bay, and they drop down into the frame. Now, this is my power wire. This power wire is a 3-strand 14 gauge with a covering on the outside. I chose that specifically to protect the 3 wires involved. I'll get to the 3 on Y3 here shortly. You also have your antenna wiring coming down through here. And these right here are meant to go into the frame, as you can see, to help protect them while traveling down the road. And then if you drop below the vehicle, and I'm going to turn the phone upside down here, you can see where these wires come out of the frame here, and then they go straight up into the grommet in the passenger side of the vehicle. And then I'm going to show you where they come into play for that. Now, I've pulled up this piece of the trim just so you can see where the wiring comes in. But if you look under here, under the passenger seat, or under the passenger's floorboard, there's that grommet comes in, and those wires pop in from that grommet. And that grommet is right under there. You might not be able to see it, but you see where those wires are coming from. They drop down then into this cavity. This wire is a separate wire for the head unit. I'll explain that here shortly. You can see the 3-strand wire there, 3-strand 14 gauge, and then the coax cable for the antenna. They run completely back there, all the way into the back, and I'll show you that setup next. So here's what I did on this part of my build. I ran everything through here, through the footwell itself, to make it easier. The great thing about the F-150s is these are lockable. So everything in here is kind of in a storage or a vault itself. Granted, right, everything you can break into, right, given time and pressure, but ultimately at the end of the day, it's protected from quick grab thieves and things of that nature. So you lift this up and everything is located in this compartment. I chose this compartment for a reason. One, it's larger than any of the under the seats, and which gives it more ventilation, gives it more air circulation. It's hidden and it's lockable, and I don't have to worry about it. So my 3-strand wire I talked about earlier, that 14 gauge 3-strand heavy duty wire I bought at Lowe's, is right here. It runs in. It's got the black and white, and it also has the green. The great thing about the Yeasu 500 is the fact that it's quick disconnect from the head unit and the mic itself. It also has a quick release on the mounting unit. The mounting unit, I went ahead and grounded out. I ran that ground, obviously, that runs through there to the engine bay, and I grounded it on the body itself. So that's the reason I chose the 3-strand heavy duty with that coating itself. So I can plug everything back in. It's quick disconnect. I can take it inside if I wanted to for a home setup, and it's super easy. Now, I will proceed forward. We'll go on into the next phase of what I did and why I did what I did. Okay, so here we are in the driver's seat of my pickup. Here's what I've got for my setup in the interior in the front. So here's my mic, the Yaesu mic that comes with the radio, or the FTM 500. I did mount the metal plate on the back, but I have the super sweet mount that I found on Amazon. But what happens is, because of the curvature of this and how specific this is, I wanted to make sure something that could hold it really well while being close to my hand during operations of the vehicle. What's great about this is I can just sit here, I can push that button, scan if I want to, key up if I need to, that type of stuff pick up. This wire actually runs underneath here, underneath the flooring, and into the rear seat back there with the main unit. Now, as far as the head unit goes, I have this coming out of my dash, and this is mounted to a BulletPoint dash mount. Super awesome dash mounts, easy to install, very rugged, very sturdy. And then I use some wire ties to make sure that it stays in place. So it doesn't get stolen. I put my head unit inside this console vault whenever I am not using it or I'm out of the vehicle, that type of stuff, so it doesn't get stolen. Real quick, I'm going to go ahead and open that up. There it is there, and you can see the head unit mount right here. Now, what's cool is BulletPoint, the company, makes a specific Yaesu mount. This is all aluminum, which is super nice. It screws right into the back, makes it nice and convenient. I'm going to go ahead and mount this real quick. I think in all it takes maybe 10 seconds to mount. You plug this in, you screw this on, boom, you're ready to rock and roll. Now, as you can see, here's my head unit itself. What is great about that is it's adjustable. All I got to do is turn it on. There we go. I put the blank one on there. I haven't put my call sign in yet. But I can also turn around and just use the mic. Everything runs to the back. The head unit wiring runs through the back of the dash, behind the glove compartment, and back down there. As I mentioned earlier, my head unit mount wiring runs back there and then goes directly back to the rest of the head unit itself. As far as it comes to obstruction of vision, I'm 6'4", so if the camera's eye level with me, it doesn't obscure the horizon line of my vehicle itself, which is super nice. I don't have to worry about being pulled over for obstruction of view, that type of thing. And then this keeps it out of the sun by putting it in my console vault, as well as out of the hands of thieves. So this is my setup specifically. I really enjoy this head unit. I'm starting to experiment with it, which is great. The other great thing is I don't have to take it in to program it. It's got an SD card in the side. I program that in my computer and then pop it into the head unit. The head unit downloads everything. Boom, everything works. It's a great setup. That, and there is no wires dangling, right? Because I could have went from here with my mic set up down and just mounted it anywhere, which I still have the option to do if I want, but then you have wires hanging down, instruction of your main head unit. I don't want that. So what I did was I ran everything to the back, underneath, and everything runs back there. It's all hidden. It's nice and tucked away. And like I said, this back seat locks, and therefore that's locked up as well. So I don't have to worry about anybody stealing anything. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'll be sure to answer them at some point. I'll make sure I get around to it. But this is my setup. I hope to see y'all's on there sometime. As far as everything else is concerned, thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. KJU 5EOL out.